Hello there, welcome to Blitz Transmissions. I'm Tommy. We're at ICCC 2025, and in this video, we're going to be taking this shelf, which will be in my collection room, and we're going to be filling it out with Kenner Star Wars figures that we get at the convention. So I'm going to have some of my friends help pick out some of the stuff, maybe find a couple smaller sets to go around the back. Let's see what we can find. All right, Wilbon from Monday Night Figure Ball is picking out the first one for the Kenner shelf here. We got
Moma with the side eye going on.
Moma. Next up, Skywalker Hendrix. We got
the Snow Trooper.
Very nice, very nice. And now we have Fig Fury from Monday Night Figure Ball picking out Malakili. Hell yeah. And next up we have Commander Cook getting us Bosk. Very, very nice. And now we got Zavi picking out the Jawa. And I have to give a special shout out here to Matt from the Toy Bomb for having all these figures available at some great prices at ICCC.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the business, guys.
And make sure to follow him on Instagram. That'll be linked in the description below.
Awesome.
The man himself, Michael Havens, founder of ICCCon. Which one are we going for the Kenner figures here?
Oh, you gotta go Boba Fett.
Gotta go Boba Fett.
Boba's the best. We're gonna go, these are Hong Kongs here, so we're gonna go down to these here. Let's check these two out. That's the one right there.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
The fella. There you go.
Awesome. All right, 212 Hunter. What's our Kenner figure we're picking?
Pick out the Biker Scout.
Yeah, very, very nice. So one of our vendors here, we got Matt, is about to explain to us the difference between some variants of the Kenner Biker Scout.
Thanks for having me. So we got the Kenner Biker Scout here, and the first time this was released was 1983. So right along the lines with the Return of the Jedi movie. There was two of these that were made. There's a long mask and a short mask. If you look right here, the front of his mask, the black part, this is the long mask. There's also one that's about half that size that's considered the short mask variation. Very, very cool stuff, especially for 1983.
All right, so my lovely fiance Jen gets privilege here. She gets to pick more than just a figure, so she chooses the Hoth Turret and Probot playset.
It's the coolest one that was available, so I had to pick it.
All right, here we have Mike. Shout out to these guys for helping me out, being so knowledgeable on the Kenner stuff. So tell me the significance of this blue TIE Fighter here.
Well, first of all, it's the rarest one, but also it's the battle damage. So for instance, like if you're looking at the stickers, it's the only one that shows like it's an actual damage from a fighter or something like that. So,
very cool.
And the other part about it is this one works, which is not always common.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got, of course, the mini rig over here, which goes great with what your fiance picked out.
Yeah.
Partially because of how cool this one is. This one comes with all the tools that Chewie needs in order to work and repair anything on the Hoth battle scene. And it's just a fantastic little toy for the money. So.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
I love it, man.
Awesome. All right, guys, we got Stone Mando here from Stone Mandalorian.
Yes,
the figure he's choosing is
AT-AT driver.
Very nice,
Pilot,
dude.
whatever you like to call it.
And now we got Hyperdrive Collections here going with
That's a good FX7.
FX7. Perfect choice. All right, we got Mr. Coffee from Monday Night Figure Ball picking out Yoda. We got Nate from Out of the Basement choosing.
We're going with Reese.
Reese. Very nice.
Yes.
You have to have the Ultimate Evil on your display, and he's autographed figures for us twice at ICCCon.
Base.
So you have to get the Emperor.
That is Zach from Black Series Cantina pick, the Emperor. And we have Justin from Out of the Basement.
I'm going with General Veers because he has some depth to him, and he's not afraid to get his hands dirty on the ice planet of Hoth. Leads by example, General Veers.
Hell yeah. All right, we got Robo taking his pick here for the video.
IG-88.
IG-88. Wonderful pick. Phantom Menace Dennis. What Kenner figure are we choosing for the shelf?
I am going to go with C-3PO.
C-3PO.
And the reason is because this was the very first figure I ever had.
I love it.
Special place in my heart.
Awesome. Thank you, Dennis. We have the Zoo Boy from Monday Night Figure Ball. Zoo Boy, what's your choice, bro?
Alright. I think I'm going to go with Snud. I mean Darth Vader.
Love it.
Because Anakin Skywalker is the greatest character in all of Star Wars, and if I disagree, you're wrong!
All right, everybody. So I have returned from ICCCon, and this is the completed display of Kenner figures from what I found at ICCCon. So as you can tell, I kind of had to bend the rules of my own video with this because the TIE Fighter had to be suspended. So this is actually the first time in my collection room that I've even suspended something from a shelf, and I think it worked out pretty well. I just used some 20-pound fishing line, and I just tied it around the shelf above, and I think it turned out really nicely. As far as the playset goes, the turret and probot set, that was awesome. And of course, Jen, my fiance, also picked out a couple other characters that fit that scene to go with it. You can see FX7 in the back there, as well as General Veers, our AT-AT driver, and our snowtrooper. The play feature on this is super cool. I really, really enjoyed that. And just the size of the playset too is really, really nice. It really helps to flesh out the shelf and give a little bit different levels to the figures on it. With this being a Kenner display video, I thought it would be important to include at least one mini rig. Mini rigs are something that I learned was very important to the original Kenner line, and for this Chewbacca set, I especially thought it was cool that I got one that came with both the hoses and all 8 of Chewbacca's tools. And with all the things that I learned, one of the coolest things that I learned about this stuff was that the tools often get lost on this set, which makes sense. It's smaller pieces, but again, a really cool thing that I was able to get all 8 tools with mine. And then, of course, we're going to get into some of the other figures included here. So in our heroes area here, we have C-3PO and Yoda. Yoda coming with the cane and the snake, which is awesome. And then over here, we have our bounty hunters from the Empire Strikes Back lineup. We got Boba in the front, chosen by the one and only Michael Havens. Got Bosk over here, and we got IG-88 over here. Awesome, awesome lineup. Probably the 3 coolest out of the 5 bounty hunters from that scene. And then we have some villains here with Palpatine and Lord Vader. Over here, we've got a biker scout, and then we got some glups in the back here. You can see Moma giving some dastardly side-eye with that Jawa there. And in the back here, some Jabba denizens with Malakili and Ree-Yees. Overall, for what I was able to get at ICCCon, all at really, really good prices, it was really, really fantastic to just see how this display was able to be filled out so easily here. And with that, that'll about wrap it up for this video. I think it's safe to say I've been bitten by the Kenner bug. The Kenner stuff was really the one thing, the one era of Star Wars toys that I was missing in my collection, and to have filled it out and become basically a complete novice and amateur with this kind of stuff, to be knowledgeable on little things thanks to the vendors and the people at ICCCon who were very helpful, and obviously excited to see someone younger getting into this era of the hobby. It was really, really fun to experience that and have those learning moments in the video. So with that, I think I'm definitely going to be wanting to do more with this shelf. You can see this blank area here. I already have plans to fill that with either an X-Wing or a Snowspeeder or something, some kind of vehicle to fill up that negative space in there. And I might end up expanding this collection to more than just one shelf, which again is super cool. Not what I was expecting going into this. I thought this was just going to be a fun one-off video for the channel, but obviously it became much more than that. And that's only because of the passion that the collectors and vendors at ICCCon had. But with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this brief little video. It was a fun little challenge at ICCCon, and I think we absolutely crushed it. I do plan on getting a Greedo, and then obviously at some point I want to get the A New Hope main cast, like Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, and the R2-D2, as well as Ben Kenobi. So as long as I can get those, I'll feel satisfied for now. But in the meantime, guys, make sure to stay tuned, because I'm sure I'll be covering my Kenner journey further on the channel. So hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Breaking off. All units, fire at will. 1-2, pick a target. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. You've got to hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit.